Alright kids, today is going to be video 14-1. You should be doing this on Tuesday night, the 13th. Okay, today's video is going to be over multiplying decimals. So video 14-1. While you're writing that down, please remember that anything that we write down, you need to write down as well. It is important. The first thing we're going to do is a hundreds grid, so you might need to pause and draw you a quick hundreds grid, which is a 10 by 10. Okay, so we're going to start with just 2/10 multiplied by 6/10, and we're going to see what that equals. And we're going to use the model to help figure it out, so that then later we can look at the algorithm or how you really get to do it without the picture. Okay, if I'm going to color in 1/10, I have to color in one whole row of 10, just like I'm doing in the blue. And then 2/10 would be another one. So the blue represents the 2/10. Now for timesing it by 6/10, I need 6 whole rows of 10. So there's one row, need another row, 4 more rows. Okay, and remember, just like with fractions, you have to go opposite ways. The first one was vertical, and now we're coloring in horizontally. And we need to see which ones have blue and red in them. And if you look, we've got, let's see, well, let's write the problem out. 2/10 times 6/10 equals, now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares are colored in, but that's 12 out of 100, so you need to write it in the hundreds place. It's not 12 whole rows of 10, it's just 12 out of 100. Now let's see how this works mathematically, or find what's called the algorithm. Okay, the algorithm is how you do it. Alright, so if I just set this up like a normal problem, I know the answer is going to be 12 hundredths based off the picture we just drew. Now let's look. How does this work? Okay. Well, the first one is 2/10, and the second one is 6/10, and we know our answer is 12 hundredths. So tenths and tenths. Well, if you do 10 times 10, what do you get? You get 100, which is the place value that you have in your answer. So I took the place value of the 2, I took the place value of the 6, and I multiplied it. 10 times 10 is 100. That tells you how many of the place value of your answer. Let's look at this one. 3 2/10 times 4/10. Okay, we know the first one. Well, let's start here. We're going to multiply it just like it's 32 times 4. Pretend the decimal's not there. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now let's put the decimals back in, and we know that one's the tenths place, and that one's the tenths place. So I automatically know 10 times 10 is 100. So my answer is going to be in the hundredths place, which is 1 28 hundredths. Okay, so going back to reviewing place value. Let's refer back to fractions. Here's another way. Let's write 3 2/10 as a fraction and 4/10 as a fraction and see what we do. We first have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction. You just did this. Okay, so that becomes 32/10 multiplied by 4/10, and then top times top, bottom times bottom. Multiplying fractions ain't no problem. Look at our denominator. It should look familiar. It's a 100. Well, 128 over 100, we would need to divide. 100 goes into 128, not there, not into 12, but it goes into 128 one time, and you get a remainder of 28. So 1 28 over 100. Wow, compare those two answers. One is written as a fraction and one is a decimal, but it's the same exact thing. It's amazing. Math is not a magic trick. Okay, so you could use multiplying fractions to help you answer with decimals. Alright, let's see what we're doing next. Oh, you're seeing the same problem again. But watch this. This is even better. All of you love the shortcuts. Okay, so those two other things we just did is why it works. Watch this. We're multiplying it just like it's 32 times 4. We get 128 again. Now there's one number after the decimal on the 2 and one after the 4. 1 plus 1 is 2. That means you're going to have two numbers after the decimal in your answer. All you have to do is count the numbers after the decimals, and that tells you how many numbers after the decimal in the answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, we're going to practice some. Now, the way you do it is your choice. If you want to use the little shortcut I showed you, if you want to use fractions to help you answer, or if you want to do the place value times the place value, any of them work. Okay, so 62 and 8/10 times 4. All right, multiply it just like it's 628 times 4. Just ignore the decimal for a minute. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 more is 11. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Now we need to put the decimal back in. How many, what's the tenths place? The 4 is a whole number, so there is no decimal. So I know my answer is going to be in the tenths place. There you go. 251 and 2/10. Or you can see, oh, well, there's only one number after the digit, or after the decimal, so there's only going to be one after the decimal in my answer. Okay. Let's go on. 3 and 75/100 multiplied by 4 and 1/10. Okay, multiply it just like it's 375 times 41. We got a 3 by 2 multiplication problem here. Some of you might already be able to see what place value is going to be our final answer. Alright, so I'm multiplying. Do not forget this 0 down here. That will make all the difference. That's why I did a big old 0. Okay, 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 2 more, 30. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 more is 15. Now I need to add 5, 7, 3, 1, and 5. Okay, now we got to put our decimal back in. We can't forget that step. We have two numbers after that decimal. We got one number after that decimal. A total of 3 numbers after the decimal. So my answer is going to have 3 numbers after the decimal. Or I could have done hundredths times tenths, which is thousandths, which is your answer. 15 and 375 thousandths. Okay. If I'm going too fast, remember, copy it down and go back and rewatch it. You're not limited to one time. 61 and 4/10 multiplied by, let's see, what are we going to do? Oh, I made a mistake. Erase that. Make that 3 32/100. Okay, so just multiply like it's 614 times 32, and we'll put the decimals back in a minute. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 6, 12. We're done with the 2. Now put the 0 down there to hold that place value. Okay, that 1's place. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And 6 times 3 is 18. Now we got to add them. 8, 4, 6, 9, and 1. Now, most important part, put back the decimal. Got one number after that decimal, 2 numbers after that decimal, a total of 3 numbers after the decimal. So my answer is going to have 3 numbers after the decimal. Now remember, you have the right to do it the other 2 ways if you would like to. I'm just showing you the shortcut way. Try one on your own. Okay? Choose your way. If you like to multiply the place value, you can do that. If you like the fractions, do that. If you like the shortcut, do that. You have 3 choices. Okay? 61 and cross that. 3 and 75 multiplied by 4 and 1/10. Okay, take a minute. Pause this video right now. Don't be a cheater pumpkin eater. All right, here we go. We're back. Multiplying like it's 375 times 41. Okay, so we're just multiplying right now. 28, that's 30. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. 15, I mean. We got to add. Alright, now we got 2 numbers after that decimal. We got 1 number after that, a total of 3. So we're going to have a total of 3 digits after our answer. Whoops, you already did that one. Well, if you noticed that, good job. If you didn't, you just got extra practice. That's okay. Extra practice never hurts. Alright. Alright, brain break. Here we go. Try this one really, for real, on your own. No joke. Okay, you haven't seen this one before. Try it again. You know you love me. Alright, here is the new problem. 74 and 5/10 multiplied by 4 and 3/10. Pause the video. No cheating. Alright, we're going to multiply like it's 745 times 43. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1 more is 22. Cross those out. Don't get those mistaken for the next one. Put your 0. 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 more is 18. And 4 times 7 is 28, plus 29. Man, it's awesome when you know your math facts. Makes it easier. We're adding right now. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Alright. Now let's put our decimals back. Hold on, we're having some pen trouble here. Come on, Miss Sorrells. Here we go. Okay, 1 number after the decimal. 1 number after the decimal. 1 plus 1 is 2. A total of 2 numbers after the decimal. So it'd be 320 and 35 hundredths. If you did that, great job. If you didn't, you need to make sure you go back and rewatch that so that you can make sure you know how to get the correct answer. I want you to make this note. It's really important. Has anyone noticed that you don't need to line up the decimals when you're multiplying? Because you don't put in the decimals till the end. The placement of the decimal doesn't come to the end. So there's no need to line up the decimal places when you're multiplying. When you add and subtract, you do, but not multiplying. So it makes it a little bit easier. Alright, make sure you bring these notes tomorrow completed. Don't forget the Google Doc, all of you. Okay? And come to class ready to show your stuff tomorrow. Thank you. You'll have a great night.